In 2009, the Golden State Warriors had a franchise-altering decision to make. Keep building around explosive scorer Monta Ellis, or hand the keys to an undersized, injury-prone shooter named Steph Curry. We know how this story ends in real life. 4 championships, a dynasty, and a revolution in how basketball is played. But what if they chose Ellis instead? Would Golden State ever win a title? Does Kevin Durant stay in OKC? Does Giannis ever become what he is today? And of course, how different does LeBron's legacy look? Today, we're rewriting NBA history. Just look at where these two careers landed, and the gap is almost cruel. Curry has 4 rings, 2 MVPs, and changed how basketball gets played at every level. Kids in Serbia, the Philippines, rural Ohio, all of them are pulling up from 30 feet because of him. Ellis? He bounced from Milwaukee to Dallas to Indiana to New Orleans. Always good, but never great. Retired in 2017 without a single finals appearance. Now let's flip the scenario and let's see how things play out. Let's say Ellis stays. Golden State keeps their guy, and the fans are happy for a moment. But here's the honest question. Can Monta Ellis carry a championship team? Hell no. It's not like I'm hating on the guy. The numbers back that up. His true shooting percentage hovered around 52% for most of his career, meaning he needed around 20 shots to get 25 points. On a contender, that's not a star player. That's a problem. With him as a number 1 option, Golden State probably wins 40 to 45 games a year. Playoff team, first or second round exit. Repeat. The front office never gets desperate enough to hire Bob Myers, so they never bring in Steve Kerr, meaning the whole culture shift that built that dynasty never happens. So, what else falls apart? Klay Thompson gets drafted 11th in 2011. In reality, Golden State took him because they were building a specific system, 2 off-ball shooters who could play without the ball. With Ellis running the show, that pick makes no sense. Klay probably goes to Cleveland or Sacramento, still having a good career, but a completely different story with no Splash Brothers. Also, Draymond Green comes out in 2012 as the 35th pick. Golden State found him because they knew exactly what they were building. Without that vision, a second-round, undersized power forward from Michigan State goes somewhere else, maybe San Antonio, where he becomes a solid role player but never the part of a dynasty. Let's move beyond their draft picks. Andre Iguodala signs in 2013. He came to Golden State because they sold him on something real. Without the foundation, that pitch doesn't exist, so he stays in Denver or goes elsewhere. Now fast forward to 2015. Golden State isn't in the finals. Oklahoma City has Durant and Westbrook, both in their prime. Maybe they win it, so Durant never feels the need to leave. The 2016 decision, the super team backlash, the KD ruined the league, never happens. On top of all this, LeBron never gets his rivalry with Curry. He dominates the decade with less resistance, and it's more about the battle between KD and him. He'd possibly have more rings, and his legacy could have been much bigger than it is now. But that's only if he'd be able to beat OKC in their full dynasty mode. Now let's talk about Steph's time with the Bucks. Curry lands in Milwaukee in 2009 on a bad team with no pressure and no spotlight. For his development, that might actually be ideal. He gets 4 years of heavy minutes, no expectations, and a front office desperate for him to work out. By 2013, he's 25, an established star stuck on a team that can't support him. Then Milwaukee picks 15th in the 2013 draft and goes with Giannis. 18 years old, 6'11", raw, but already physically unlike anything in the league. Now, does Milwaukee still land him in this timeline? It depends on how good Curry made them. If he pushed them to 38 or 40 wins, they pick later and miss Giannis entirely. But let's say the basketball gods cooperate. Let's say they're both in Milwaukee. How do you defend that duo? Curry catches it at half court and your whole defense has to shift. Help has to rotate early and gaps open up before he even makes a move. That gravity, the kind only elite shooters create, it's not just about his shot, it's about what it forces everyone else to do. Giannis catches a screen from Curry on the roll. Now what? You help off Curry, he shoots. You stay home, Giannis goes one-on-one with your center from the elbow. At 6'11" with that first step, that's 30 points and 10 boards every night. There's no clean answer for that. No defense has a right call. The best offensive teams in NBA history worked because the math didn't add up for the defense, and this pairing breaks the math harder than anything we've seen. Now, no NBA story is complete without mentioning LeBron. His rivalry with Curry was one of the defining stories of the 2010s, with 4 straight finals between them. Without Ellis staying in Golden State, that storyline doesn't exist. So instead, we get Cleveland versus Milwaukee. The good thing, though, we still get to see the LeBronto. So, does LeBron win more rings in this scenario? Probably not. A healthy Curry-Giannis Bucks team might be harder to beat than any Warriors lineup, so there's a chance James would even have less finals appearances because of how hard it would be to come on top in the East. Basically, here's what it comes down to in the end. Was drafting Curry the greatest franchise decision in modern NBA history? And if Golden State chose Ellis, are we talking about them today at all? Let me know in the comments, and tell me which alternate timeline you'd rather live in. Because one thing's for sure, the NBA we know exists because Golden State made the right call.